But, hey, girl. Hey! Hey, dear listeners. Dear listeners, I need to let you know a little fact about Auntie Maim, your favorite relation. There are sometimes she is not my favorite relation. One of
Maybe
those
not
times is when she watches RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars Season 7 and Jinx Monsoon and Monet Exchange decide to do a lip sync, not of a song, but of something from Designing Women. And as fabulous as it was, she goes into a manic phase and starts texting me crazy texts.
At least you were. You know,
for 2 days. For 2 days.
It could have been worse. It could have been worse.
How?
You could have been present in my company while it was going on. So you could have been my husband.
Terrible giants in the sky.
You could have been. Oh man! I thought we were never going to speak on that.
Anyway,
I have had some times, haven't I?
You have, dear listeners. If you have not seen it anywhere, you apparently are not part of the Design Women Facebook group. You don't follow Paramount Plus on anything.
Drag Race.
But if you don't follow any of that, there was a lip sync where they did, and that's the
first time ever.
The lights
first time ever
went out in Georgia. Yes, they did a spoken word lip sync for your, I guess it's Legacy, right?
Yeah, it's Legacy this time. Yeah.
Because nobody's being eliminated. And it was between Jinx Monsoon and Monet Exchange.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think won, Maim?
As much as it pains me to say, I do think that Monet Exchange won that lip sync.
I have a controversial yet brave opinion.
Go ahead.
I don't think either one of them won. I think here's my issue with both. I have issues with both, okay?
Okay.
I think Monet did fantastic face acting. I think she did fantastic. Then she grabbed stuff from up underneath and grabbed from her coochie. She did sexy things. No, ma'am. Not to my Julia Sugarbaker.
That was what turned me off as well, right? But this is what. So my problem was, and this is what I totally understood what Jinx was doing, right? Because she was trying to channel it.
Yeah,
she was trying to channel it, right? Which she did, right? But the problem is that channeling somebody that was already in such an intense character, you do kind of need to ramp it up a notch because that's the whole point of drag.
I wanted somebody in between the two. That's why I say that. I think it's a shame we didn't get, for as boring as she is as a lip syncer, that we didn't get Raja, who lived through it, up there. Right.
Raja probably can quote it in her sleep.
Exactly. A 50-year-old drag queen. Now, granted, Monet, from the two, Monet should have won. I agree that her face acting, again.
But I do think that she did too many funny things. I'm like, this was not a funny scene at all. No,
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I shouldn't shit on it that much. I did enjoy it. It did.
I'm in the same boat as what you said, right? To me, a couple of those things, although I know why she did them, I know that's part of her brand, right? That sort of comedy that she does. But it was just it felt cheap. Those parts felt cheap. You didn't have to do that.
I even would have said I would have wanted to see what the Vivienne would have done. I'm afraid she would have done that as well.
I think Vivienne would have gone, because she tends to go silly when she's doing funny.
I mean, then go it if somebody had taken it, gone all the way with it, all the way kooky.
Of all of the contestants, the one that I would have loved to have seen is Trinity, because Trinity is the Southern Queen on this season.
That's absolutely true. I mean, with that said, I don't even think Monet should have been in the lip sync. I mean, she only got there because that final dress, and you can't send home a dress with the thing, but her Her video was crap. Vivian's was far better.
My my I didn't like the Vivian's video at all.
You didn't when she did the little flips, girl.
I didn't like it. I don't know. I don't know what it is about her. I just didn't like that particular thing. And I think you know what it is like I feel like I like Vivian sometimes, but it's like she can be so she's always so base, you know?
Yeah.
It's like she never like her drag, like her runway drag is always so elevated, and it's like there's this weird division between her visual drag and her acting drag. And it's like I would love for her to like bring a little bit of that like elevation over to the drag part, because it's like because it's just sometimes it's like you can only make fun of yourself so much, and it's not like when Jinx does it in this like very clear, I'm playing a character. The Vivian's is not like that. She doesn't establish it like she's being someone other than herself. And so when she does things like that, kind of like rolling around on the floor and just kind of, I was just like, it just felt to me like he could have done something a little bit more.
Now, with all this said about this lip sync, did we attempt to capitalize on it? Yes, we did. We are not going to lie to you, dear listeners.
Honey, we were in it. We were like, this is going to get us at least 10 more listeners.
Speaking of 10 more listeners, Maim, did you know that we have a Patreon?
We do. I've heard that before.
Dear
Someone whispered in my ear while I was sleeping.
If you are interested in throwing us some money, go to patreon.com Mims and Maim. Hey, Maim, did you know that we have another podcast?
What's that you say?
It's called You Slay Me. It's a Murder, She Wrote podcast. Maim, you can get it wherever you get your podcasts.
And we just celebrated our first season completing.
We did. Hey, Maim.
Yes.
Did you realize we now have merch?
Is that the same as like t-shirts and stuff?
T-shirts and stuff, y'all. We have t-shirts and stuff. If you go to mimsandmaim.com, yes, I bought that. You can get some t-shirts and things.
Well, if I put this up on my face, I'd be like a drag queen.
Your dear sweet husband, Mr. Maim, messaged me and was like, "Did they have bigger mugs? We need bigger mugs." I'm like, y'all, no. There's metal tumblers made in China. I hope they don't give you something, but we got those. You want one of those?
I love that you messaged.
Yes, like I was a little taken aback that he didn't just have you talk to me. Like, he knows we talk like a lot. So, but he messaged me. It was like, hey,
he's so business all the time.
Yeah,
he can't help himself.
So I put our face on a tumbler. And a pint glass.
Somebody else said something about one of our other friends said we should see if we can get V-neck t-shirts.
Oh, I already did that,
ladies.
girl. You didn't see that I responded, did you?
Honey, I've been in a hole for the last couple of days.
I know. Dear listeners, we've also decided to, because we talk a lot during the thing, we've decided to shrink it down a little bit, shrink our intros down a little bit, not because of feedback from you, but because of feedback from us. It's not you, it's us. It's
like
not
Janet
you.
Jackson's feedback.
Oh God!
Lord,
let me throw in this. They throw in this Hall's girl. Let me just tell you before we get started. Last week's You Slay Me killed my voice for 3 days. Like, I had a sore throat. I took like 5 COVID tests. But no, it was for the podcast. So now I've got some Hall sitting right here.
Lord.
You ready to get in this episode?
Oh my gosh, let's do it. We need to call Tyrone.
This is season 3, episode 9. Season 3, episode 9. Tyrone.
I'm Julia Sugarbakers. I'm Julia Sugarbakers. I'm Julia Sugarbakers. I'm Julia Sugarbakers. And that, Marjorie, just so you will know, and your children will someday know, is the night the lights went out in Georgia. The lights went out, the lights went out, the lights went out, the lights went out. And that is the night the lights went out in Georgia.
I'm sorry, I didn't know.
Well, now you do.
And tell him, come on, help you get your shit.
But you can't use my phone, girl.
That's one of my biggest tip earning songs at karaoke.
One of the best drag things I've ever seen, and you can feel free to steal this, was somebody did Bag Lady. And she just had a bag. And inside the bag, she had another little bag with another little bag with another little bag with another little bag. And like just kept on pulling out these little bags from this other bag. It was a mess, and the whole stage was filled with bags by the end of it. Like, this is comedy.
Bag Lady. You know, that song it's so funny. I tried to do that song one night because somebody put it in, but they left. And I just didn't realize how complicated that song was.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's like 3 different sections to the song.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, the first part I knew. Then when she gets to her spoken word part, I was like, and we're done.
Well, we're at Sugarbakers, and Charlene has a perm. Charlene has a horrible perm. Poor Jean Smart having that hair.
She looked a hot mess this episode.
She did. So Suzanne comes in. We find out that she has a hair growing out of her chin.
Welcome to the club, girl. Welcome to the club. That's how I felt when I saw my first white chest hair.
What about your first white pube?
I haven't gotten that yet.
You just aren't looking hard enough.
Ooh,
it's right over there.
what am I supposed to get, a magnifying glass? UV light?
UV light, girl. UV light? What kind of mess are you talking about?
I don't know.
UV, girl, that's meant to find something else in your bed, not UV light. I don't know.
It's gonna make it glow, right? Something like that. No, I can't be putting no UV light down there. I'm gonna get skin cancer.
You could be the only man to ever get skin cancer on his balls.
My little pee-pee. Lord, jeez. No, because I bet you.
Pee-pee.
I bet you those people in that Tucker Carlson documentary are gonna have skin cancer down there at some point.
I bet you Adam got it before he put on the fig leaf.
I hate you. I can't.
And also, let me just tell you, I have a fig tree.
Do you?
I do. Yeah, of course, they grow here.
I didn't know you liked figs.
I love figs. Anyway, do you not love figs?
They're okay.
Okay, they're good fresh. Anyway, I have seen a fig leaf, and I have testicles, and I just want to know how that one little fig leaf is meant to cover.
I'm just glad to know you have testicles. Man, that has really taken some pressure off. I did not understand. I was like, that's really good. I was wondering how you're so good at tucking. Like, geez. Like,
not. Anyway.
You don't even tuck, girl.
I don't even tuck. I don't even know that they can fit up in there.
No.
Apparently they can. I ain't ever even tried. What are you laughing at?
I can't with you.
Look, mine popped out and I just let them be. Anyway, Suzanne's sin. She thinks she may have committed a sin for growing that hair out her chin.
What kind of sin?
It was telling Kyle Westheimer's parents he's bisexual.
Okay.
She just doesn't understand bisexual because the rest of us have to choose.
Boy, you have the Suzanne knew how progressive that
I
statement
know,
was
right?
going to be. Gee, gracious.
Like, she's completely fine with the gays.
No, she's like you bisexual. No,
Uh-huh.
you can't. No.
And
we
we found out that she always tells the parents whenever somebody comes out to her, which is a little bit wrong.
That was a bit of a problem. She was like that. Now, like, wait a minute. At first, I was kind of like, ha ha ha. Then I was like, ooh, what? That's weird. Oh, Suzanne.
So Suzanne also needs to. She asked Charlene if she found out how to get a permit because she needs a pig. She needs a permit for a pig. Because her next door neighbors are reporting her if the pig gets out again. So she needs a livestock license to have the pig in the city.
Oh.
But she's a little annoyed because the person who reports her plays nudist colony with somebody. I didn't catch who it was, but
does playing nudist colony just mean that they have sex in the backyard?
That's exactly right.
Okay, because at first at
least that's what it meant in my day.
Well, I mean, because I was thinking to myself, at first I was kind of like, is that what that means? Because I wasn't sure. And then I was like, is that actually a thing from the 80s, like having local nudist colonies? But then I don't think that was a thing.
Well, Suzanne also decided she's going to start watching the news.
Oh, that's very educational.
I know, right? I know. Well, it used to be.
Good God. Lord only knows what could you imagine Suzanne Sugarbaker in a present day world? Good gosh. She would just be sitting there with Consuela, like holding a million guns and just like expecting people to come steal all of her money.
Like it would be like those people from St. Louis. Yeah,
with the guns standing outside the mansion.
Yes. I think that was St. Louis.
I lived for that. I was like, white folks have officially lost their minds.
Great state of Missouri.
Not even coming to your house.
Well, the protesters were using a little path in between the house.
No, I know, but they weren't going to their house. They were going to the mayor's house, which was down the street. And they were just like, don't come in here. They're like, they're not even interested in you. This ain't even about you. Why you got to try to make it about you?
And wasn't one of the guns stolen or something? Or some shit, or illegally gotten.
Unregistered. It was unregistered.
My God. White folk. Anyway. Well, we find out that a week from Friday, it's Anthony's birthday.
Oh, boy.
And Suzanne's like, why don't we just give him a fake Rolex? I can get him one. Excuse me. I can get one for.
I can get one for $25 downtown.
And it's perfect because he lives in a bad neighborhood. So if it gets stolen, it doesn't matter at all.
Which I actually found to be quite reasonable. That to me was a pretty reasonable train of thought.
His neighborhood isn't bad. He just lives in a black part town.
No, I know.
Okay.
Honey, I'm the person of color here. I know what bad neighborhood means. I apparently lived in a bad neighborhood.
There are some bad neighborhoods.
Oh, sure. There's plenty of bad white people neighborhoods too.
That's true.
I mean, look at the entire Rust Belt.
Anyway.
Oh wait, sorry, the meth belt.
That's the one. Well, whatever. So we find out Anthony is a big brother to Tyrone.
Hey, Tyrone.
But Anthony doesn't trust him.
Oh man, Anthony, you're being already like you're just like everybody else, Anthony.
He showed up after they talked about his birthday, so they'd end that conversation. He showed up, and he institutes tough love. To which Suzanne asks, "What's that?" And Julia says, "Just ask your exes."
Which I love that line.
So Anthony said that Tyrone bought him a Rolex, and it's hot. And Anthony knows because Anthony knows a fake. Like, he knows it's a real Rolex that was stolen. Because Anthony knows a fake because he stole jewelry in prison. And, like, why would you buy a fake one, and, hand it off to him because it was a bad neighborhood? Could you imagine the gall of somebody doing something that stupid? And Suzanne just looks nonplussed sitting there on the couch.
I was, now this, this is my own opinion. I thought I was actually rather impressed about a 14-year-old able to steal a Rolex.
I know, right?
I was like, wait a minute.
I know,
what?
Right?
Those are not technically easy to steal.
Well, now it's a little bit later. So we've gone forward in time just a little bit, Maim. Just a little bit.
Time jump.
Whew. What noise was that? By the way, what ball were you showing me earlier?
What ball was I showing you earlier?
Your little ball, your gym ball.
Oh, these are like, like the medicine balls that you like spin around in your hand.
Okay. Okay, I didn't know.
Except I dropped one of them, so I'm just holding the other one because it helps with my anxiety. I like
Dear listeners, yesterday I sent Maim an article from the Statesville newspaper about gemstones in the world. And apparently, Maim was at a gem store at the time. Maim,
I was literally at a place. We went to Miami. To this stall. It wasn't the proper store. It was to this stall in the neighborhood known as Wynwood. And my husband, for those that have probably heard us talk about it before, loves crystals, but loves them for their geologic reasons. And so we end up going to a lot of hippy dippy kind of places because he knows that they have good stones, but he knows he has to get through like the hippy dippy part. So when you message me that, we were literally getting out of my car to go walk over to the thing. And I was like, I felt like you were watching me.
Did you buy anything?
Did I buy anything? No. Did he buy something? Yes.
I've got a question. Does he always buy something when he goes to these places?
I will say if this was an odds are, it would be like at least a 9 out of 10 times. Yes. 9 out of 10 times he's good.
Okay.
Well, the thing is, they're not all like giant geode type things.
I know,
right? They're all sorts of. When you come to our house, I think it'll make more sense.
Oh, I doubt it.
They are very pretty. They are.
They're
pretty. They're cool. Like you hold them up to the light and watch the light reflect off of them. And
great.
I'm not selling it very well. I'm not.
Hey, Ma, let's get the children around. Put the candle up and look at the crystal.
I don't. I mean, it's his hobby. It's what I'm gonna say.
No, that's his hobby. Do you have enough room for it?
Nope.
Okay.
Sorry, that came out too quickly.
I kindly figured when you had one of the best balls in front of you, that they're just sort of like growing into your drag room too.
Maybe one day I'll just start incorporating those into my act. Like, what's that around your neck? It's a geode. We ran out of space. I made it into a necklace.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Whew. So, Tyrone's there now.
Mm-hmm.
And he says to Suzanne, obviously, you're the beauty queen.
Oh, flattery will get you a tiara.
Everywhere. And Tyrone's like, well, Anthony took me to a cute place for lunch.
Italian place.
Yeah, Domino's.
I did like that joke a lot.
And how old are you, Tyrone? 21. He's 14.
Yeah, look forward to. He's like that Saved by the Bell 14.
Mm-hmm.
That's how the 80s. That's how the 80s rolled back then.
So Tyrone gives them a gift. It's an air freshener, wintergreen scented. My God,
I forgot about those, the little press ones like that.
The little press thing that you stuck to the wall and did. I had one of those in my bathroom.
Yeah, we had them too, and they've always broke.
Yeah, they did. Like after 3 or 4, they just
you'd press it, and hear that weird cracky sound.
And now you have to get the shit off the wall, and it just fell off the wall. That's right, because sometimes the tape just wouldn't stick and just plop off the wall.
That's right.
God, it looks like little cans of Rust-Oleum paint you put in there. Oh,
the 80s.
Yeah. Girl, don't ever use air fresheners. They're real bad for you.
Oh, we don't do that here.
I don't either.
We don't. Do we do it? No,
I avoid all smells. Like, unless I am sure that they are a natural oil or essence, I avoid all smells. I use unscented everything.
Oh, well, okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. It's the chemist in me. Once I learned what that shit was and what it could do to your body.
Oh, no. I already knew that part. And so I'm just, dear listeners, in case you've forgotten, Mims is it's an educated chemist. So the few times that she goes off on a rant like this, you should probably listen.
I mean, I think that some of our, and this is not necessarily fully proven by science. I will completely say that, but I think that some of our increased allergies now are due to some of that shit we put in those unnatural or man-made fragrances and such that we throw in everything. I think that it causes it. I think it irritates us. I think they are bad. They are very close to estrogen. It's very weird. I stay away from them just to be safe for myself.
You ain't trying to grow no titties?
Well, I mean, I got some right here, girl. But that's just because I'm fat.
That's them cheeseburger titties, girl.
I haven't had a cheeseburger in a month of Sundays.
Oh, Lord. Honey, what's wrong with you?
So, Tyrone needs a job.
Yes. At 14.
So, Julia offers him one. And Anthony's like, going back, I don't think you should do that. And Julia's like, no, it'll be sort of like allowance. He can just load up the truck once a month. It'll be fine, Anthony. It'll be fine. And Anthony's like, fine, as long as your counselor says it's okay. Apparently he's been to juvie before, so he's got a counselor.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Look, you're like, mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. So, Maryjo says, well, Anthony and Tyrone leave. Maryjo's like, well, Anthony's got his hands full. And Suzanne's like, now we do too, thanks to Julia.
Do. That's when the Law and Order music starts playing.
Dude. Oh, that's the nightclub music. God, that was a good show.
Oh, Hall & Oates, eat your hearts out with Mims and Maim around.
Did Hall & Oates write that theme?
No, I was just...
okay.
Name first duo
2 Hall & Oates songs.
Man Eater, Sarah Smiles.
Okay, you can do it.
You don't remember? I was a big Hall & Oates fan when we were kids.
Girl.
That was one of my favorite bands when we were kids.
Oh.
Yeah. Like, I was asking my mom. That was like, as a child, that was like one of my, like, I'm a little kid and I like this band a lot. Yeah.
You didn't really like anything that of the
You're about to say something real shitty. Dear listeners, Mims got so caught up and about to say something super shitty that she caught herself and she started just like she couldn't even control herself. Yes, Mims. Yes.
I really like Tina Turner's version of Baby I'm a Star. Girl, let me also tell you. So going back to what we're talking about at the beginning of the episode, this all loops back around me. So that led me to the Angela Bassett scene from the where she's leaving in
and what's love got to do with it?
What's love got to do with it? So there was somebody last night who posted on Twitter a list of like the monologues he thinks the drag queens could do on RuPaul's Drag Race.
Oh yeah.
And do you know what one of them was?
No.
And I have to agree with it. The Nicole Kidman AMC Theater commercial.
You know, one of my friends actually does that. They actually did that for so my friend down here runs like a queer movie festival thing, and got one of the girls to actually do that, like lip sync that, and they basically recreated the video. Yeah, it was really great because I had forgotten about the commercial for a minute there, and I was like, why does this seem familiar? But my friend is the one doing it, and then I realized, like, oh wait, this is that Nicole Kidman. You know, I mean, to be very honest, I feel like Sally Field's monologue in Soap Dish, where she reveals everything to everybody, should definitely be one. You can't have honey. That's her. No, she's my daughter, and your daughter. Sorry.
So it's a little bit later, and they're talking about Tyrone, and Charlene said he's like Eddie Haskell.
And Suzanne doesn't know who that is.
And Suzanne's like, I don't know Eddie Haskell. I can name a couple Eddies like Eddie Maim. And they're like, it's Edie Maim. Nobody would name themselves Edie. And Charlene goes on and on about some names that, you know, people gave some people. And we find out that Tyrone gave Julia a Guy Lombardo tape to try, and he's just trying to fit in because that's what Julia says he thinks old white people listen to.
I mean, some of them do listen to Guy Lombardo.
It's actually all notes.
You're not gonna let it go now.
Never gonna let it go.
Never gonna give me up.
God bless the rains down Africa.
I sang that last Thursday. I haven't done that song in a while, and it just felt like that kind of crowd kind of night.
Old white people?
Yes.
Oh my God, you are a person of color singing Africa in front of a group of old white people.
And they loved it.
Kilimanjaro, just as whatever old Kilimanjaro rises above the Serengeti.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I have specific when I'm feeling out the audience, right? Like I can tell. So if I can feel that we have some Midwesterners, right? Because one day, like some people came on and they had like shirts from Kansas, and I did the "Hey Pretty Lady, won't you give me a sign? I'll give anything you make your mind on mine." Remember that song from the '80s? Sold to the lady in the second row.
That's not from the 80s. That's from the 90s.
Was it from the 90s?
Yes, girl. And yes, of course I remember that song.
Yeah, so that one gets them going. Good gracious. Like, they want to, like, hop up and do line dances and stuff. Like, okay. Now give me a tip.
Well, Anthony leaves Tyrone to help the ladies finish some stuff up, and Julia's going to take him home, and Anthony says, "Now remember, you still have to study your spelling." And Tyrone says, "Throw a word at me, I can spell it." And he says cantaloupe, and Suzanne spells cantaloupe, and she knows how to spell it because she eats a lot of it.
Yes,
like a true Southerner.
Yes. I love cantaloupe.
I love cantaloupe. I love
honeydew. You don't like honeydew? Oh, I love honeydew.
Well, the thing is, the name is so misleading. You expect something called honeydew to be very sweet and unctuous, and it's not.
Technically, if you hear the word honeydew, you think more of the flavor of a cantaloupe.
Exactly, yeah. I really like I think they're called Sprite melons, the little yellow ones that are this big.
I've not had that.
Oh my god, girl. They're a little muskier than a honeydew, not as musky as it's called musky. I don't know what, because cantaloupes are also called musk melons. That the cantaloupe, the melon taste. They're a little bit less melony than a cantaloupe, but they're just as sweet as a cantaloupe.
Okay.
Yeah, and they've got a little lemony thing too, because that's what they're called, Sprite melons. They're so good.
Have you guys started getting jackfruit up there?
I've had jackfruit before, but I haven't seen it.
It's like, I mean, it's here. I mean, it's from here, but like I knew that like vegans had started like importing it all over the country.
Oh
because
yeah. I don't. It's okay.
I find it to be very stringy.
Yeah, there's a couple places that make jackfruit barbecue. It has to be done real right, otherwise it is real bad.
My old house had a jackfruit tree in it. It was very strange because they're not very thick branches. Jackfruit get to be quite large, and it was like, this doesn't seem like this is how nature intended this relationship to be with this plant. So
it's not.
I don't know. I think even it had a suicide wish.
Well, so it's a little bit later, and Tyrone was talking about his uncle who's in merchandising at gas stations, and basically he's a scam artist, right?
Yep, steal stuff from gas stations.
And he's like talking about what he wants to do with his money and stuff, and Julia's like, just save it, Tyrone. Just save your money.
It's just green paper with dead white men on it.
I mean, because we can't get Harriet Tubman on the damn thing yet.
Still.
Anyway, we're at Anthony's birthday party, and it was a surprise.
Yay!
Tyrone got him a camera.
Ooh, I thought he was just gonna get him some socks.
Well, he decided to use his money and get him a camera.
That's nice.
Well, Suzanne forgot to watch the news, so she's like flipping to the channel, and she will not leave until she watches the news. We found out that a convenience store was held up.
Oh.
The car was traced to Julia Sugarbaker.
Oh.
It was, her face is now on the news like this. What was stolen was a camera, lotto tickets, baseball cards, and some nudie mags.
Clutch my pearls.
He used a pistol to hold up the place.
I'm sorry, what?
So they turn off the news. Anthony turns to Tyrone and is like, give me the gun. And he pulls it out, points it at him, and then squirts him in the face. Dear listeners, I was not okay with this scene. I will be completely honest with you.
I wasn't either.
That could be that we're now in the time of mass shootings, and it's just not okay anymore to do that. These mass shootings did not happen as much in the 80s. I'm going to controversially a brave opinion right now because there was an assault gun ban at the time. That expired under W, and as soon as that happened, the mass shootings went up. Whatever. Let's keep going. So we're back at Sugarbaker's the next day, and Julia's having a breakdown.
Mm-hmm.
And because everybody thinks she stole nudie magazines, and Charlene says, well, you should have stolen some towel sets if you really want people to think better of you.
Yes.
And Suzanne comes in, and it's like everybody at the country club is talking, and are we going to change Sugarbaker's to Bonnie and Clyde's? And Julia's like, well, did you just tell them it was a misunderstanding? Explain. She's like, no, I just said it was Julia's time of the month and her hormones made her insane. I love that Suzanne leans into these old stereotypes so hard. It's so funny to me.
I think it's just funny because also Suzanne does so, acknowledging at the very beginning of the episode we were already talking about her getting older. At this point, she's literally making fun of her sister, who's even older, and like, Suzanne, you realize what goes around comes around.
So Julia goes to the back. Anthony's been in the back. He's been sulking this entire time.
This is the first time we get to see the storeroom, by the way.
Yeah, it's true. No, we see it one other time.
Mm-hmm. No, we've never seen Anthony's desk and the storeroom and all of that stuff. It wasn't set up like this before.
That's true. Well, that's that. We saw it the last time we saw it was in the time of the big chair. So Julia is very disappointed in Anthony. She's disappointed that they are all feeling sorry for themselves while he's over there in juvie. And she says, "Is tough love conditional?"
Honey, let me just say, if you had closed your eyes for a hot minute, you could have said to yourself, "Is that Cicely Tyson?"
No, I can't do a Cicely Tyson. I am not going to do that.
Could you imagine if she had lit Anthony? Oh, I see now. We don't do tough love. I see. I guess tough love is conditional.
And Julia said, "It's a test, and you're failing."
Oh man, I wish this had been Cicely Tyson.
So then they go to juvie, and Anthony goes off on Tyrone, and he's basically like, "You want to screw it up because that's what they expect." And he tells him a story about his past. And how, his mom didn't even know him, and when she came to the school, she picked up a child. Like, he had bragged all day that his mom was finally going to come see him. Picked up a child that wasn't even him, and like, it hurt him on the inside, and it took a long time to fix that. And Anthony's birthday wish was that Tyrone was his son. And he says, "I love you" to him. Julia is very proud. Do 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 do. Well, Maim, do you have Miss Georgia World?
My Miss Georgia World this week, although it's not like an opulent outfit, I really love the little green blouse and black pencil skirt that Julia was wearing in the very beginning of the episode. I just thought that color combination looked really good on her, so she is my Miss Georgia World.
With the pink up underneath? Yeah, okay.
No. At the very beginning, she has like a green silk, like a silky satiny blouse. I just thought it looked good on her.
Okay, so my original was Julia in that she's wearing like I think it's a green or brown blazer with a bright pink blouse up underneath and a pencil skirt. Mm-hmm. That's what it was originally. And then Suzanne walked in from the country club in that little hat number, and I was like, "Yes, damn it, Suzanne! Damn it, you win again, girl! You costuming on Suzanne." Fantastic. A+.
Not A+.
A+.
I did actually, so my runner-up, actually, because I thought she looked good and it was a little bit of a different look for her. I really like Maryjo in that red with the black buttons going down the front. I like that outfit she was wearing, too. It was it was a little bit sexier than normal for her.
That's true. Well, man, why don't you tell everybody where they can find you?
Totally. Are we going to talk about if we like this episode or not?
Oh, did you like this episode, ma'am? I forgot about that part.
No. Clearly, you didn't either, trying to get the F out.
Well, I'll say...
Can we move on?
Can we move on? I'll say I liked it better than what... I liked it better talking to you about it than I did originally. If that makes sense. I like it better talking to you about it than I did watching it.
Well, like I said, the thing about these episodes, and you probably notice this too, because anytime it's a message episode, it's
Maim? Maim? Maim, I lost you, Maim.
mm-hmm.
I lost you. Hold on just a second. I'm going to...
Just a blip.
Okay. Keep talking, Maim, about what you think now.
Oh, I don't remember. Let's just talk about where you can find us.
Okay, well, okay, Maim, why don't you tell everybody where they can find you?
Totally. Hello, this is your favorite relation, Auntie Maim, and you can find me on the internet on Instagram at Auntie_Maim. That's MAIM. You can find me on Twitter at Meme Ministry. In real life, I perform around South Florida, so I host a monthly stand-up comedy show at Lit Bar in Wilton Manors. And I host Amazing Colossal Karaoke every Thursday night in Miami Beach. It's a combination karaoke cabaret show. And on varying weekends, you'll see me performing improvised comedy at the Villain Theater in Miami, which you can find out more at villaintheater.com. And I'll throw it back over to you, my good old friend Mims.
Woo! Well, I am the Divine Miss Mims. You can find me on Twitter at Divine Miss Mims. You can find this podcast on Twitter at Baking Sugar Pod. Hey, Maim.
Yes?
Did you know that we have a Patreon? It's at patreon.com.
I did not.
/Mims at oh no, /Mims at Maim.
Whoa. Whoa. Did you just have a stroke? Because you said it correctly.
Oh, my God. Hey, Maim.
Yes?
Did you know that we have another podcast?
What?
You can find it. It's called You Slay Me. It's a Murder She Wrote podcast. Yeah, I do not spell bread. You can find it wherever you get your podcasties. Hey, Maim.
Our stride.
Hey, Maim.
Yes.
Did you know that
I'm so afraid of what's next.
Did you know? We're merchandising.
No, I didn't know that, but my dog heard you.
If you go to mimsandmaim.com, you could buy some Mims and Maim merchandise, like a nice t-shirt. Maybe I'll find some culottes and throw on there. I doubt they make culottes, but wouldn't that be great?
Oh, culottes, please. Yes. Sorry, culottes.
Oh, my God. And, Maim, I am still working on something, but I did this whole setup for our merch and had to get the other stuff going for this past week. As soon as I saw that mess, it's coming soon. I promise you.
Okay.
I actually have two things coming soon.
Oh, you're doing a little double fisting there.
Double fisting. Double fisting. Oh, my God. Maim, do you have anything else to add?
No.
Then why don't you say goodnight, Maim?
Good night, babe.
Bye, y'all.